start doing the Dougie.
So-
Like it was normal, and the teacher was an asshole, so obviously, well, maybe not so much an asshole. We were actually the assholes. But, he got in trouble, like, weekly for that shit.
Isn't what's the called that game everyone fucking plays? Fortnite. Isn't the Fortnite dance like the new Dougie? Like everyone does that dance.
I have no idea.
What
Yeah,
even
is
is-
that all those weird?
What even is that dance?
I don't know. I was just seeing kids
I don't
doing
know.
weird
What-
dances.
Is it
does it.
that weird one where it's?
I think it's like something like that. I've seen Derek do it. Derek doesn't play fork knife though. I call it fork knife, and I just like I had this.
It's a good name for it.
Like if I had a kid and he played Fortnite, I had this like just weird. I have this weird imagination, but just like if I don't know, it's too involved. I'm not even going to get into it.
I have no idea what it even is.
It's a video game. It's like
Is it like a
online.
Minecraft?
I think there's building
It's-
aspects
it's-
to it, but
yeah.
it's more battle based.
It's more like it's like a first person shooter. Like
no,
kinda-
it's like I remember seeing cartoon guys run around. I remember fucking.
It is. It's like it's based more for like kids, but like everyone fucking plays it because it is a shooter. It's like a shooter, but like you can also like Minecraft things to it. Like you can build like
walls
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. I have a friend who is 1 year older than me who is obsessed with this game. I just think that's fucking funny. I mean, I like video games, but like Fortnite, dude, like
But like obsessed?
he's way into it. I'll say that much.
Like if you had to
I
guess,
wouldn't
like
say obsessed.
like hourly per week.
I couldn't tell you.
Dude, it's super popular.
But
it's
he
not
has an
just like
Instagram
other
page
other
about it.
people do it.
Oh really?
All my
Oh,
cousins
yeah.
fucking play it, and they wanted me to do it too, and I almost did until I was like, no, I'm
Yes.
good. Because I tried playing it, and I was like, fuck this shit.
That's
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I'm just now hopping on PlayStation 4.
Excuse me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like we'll get that for Christmas. I played Xbox One. Like I got that UFC game. I've played it a few times, but like I don't do any of that stuff. Like the Spider-Man game's pretty awesome. I play the crap out of that, but that's mostly because Xander likes to play it.
I'd love to. I would play Spider-Man. I heard Spider-Man. Dom actually was talking about it.
Yeah.
How good it is.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that game is phenomenal. Like, I've never seen shit like that. Like, wasn't it up there with Red Dead for one of the games of the year? or
Oh
something
yeah,
like that?
was,
it
yeah.
definitely was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They took what all the Batman Arkham games. They took it and just ran with it, like that
Oh,
Spider-Man game.
As far as like just moving across the map
Yeah.
freely, you can't beat it. It's amazing the attention to detail.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Plus, I didn't know this, but like you go through this game and you can earn like every suit ever.
Yeah.
Like down to like just the most obscure suits. Like they have the bombastic Bagman suit, like the one with the paper bag and the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I mean, they took like they definitely just copied the Arkham games, but they just ran with it because you can get all that shit. Like that's just kind of like games nowadays. It's just like new skins, and then you can even pay money to get them, and like it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I don't know, man. I was impressed.
there was a lot of good games last year. God of War, that was a good one.
That game was fucking sweet.
Sweet.
God of War.
Yes.
Did you call it God of Wart?
Yes.
Is that like Skyrim?
Kinda. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
the like the layout of like the map and shit looks like
it's
Skyrim.
more-
Well, Skyrim's
It's
an
like the
RPG, and
time-
God of War is just a linear story.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
just
the-
like the way
that's
it
really
looks.
It's kind of
and
open worldish though.
The
It's
time
not really a
it's
sandbox, but
placed
it's an open world.
and the fantasy aspect of it.
yeah. God of
Yeah.
War is.
Well, God of War is also based on mythology, so like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like fighting with actual gods and shit like that in the
Oh,
game.
really?
But
And it
this
was
new
the first
one.
three
You are a
ones-
god.
Right.
The first one, the first three ones were Greek gods, and this new one was based on Norse mythology.
Mhm.
So like you're like duking it out with like Thor and shit.
Oh, damn.
It's fucking
Like,
and like
yeah.
Baldar and shit like that. Like it's pretty fucking badass.
That's pretty.
And
sweet.
I remember I was just like I used to like the God of War games when I was younger, and when I was younger I was also like really obsessed with Norse mythology. I was, for probably a year and a half, I was just fucking obsessed with Norse mythology. I don't know why. I don't remember much about it, but I remembered enough to where when I played the game to like really appreciate it. So, and the gameplay wise, it was a lot of fun too.
Oh, it was amazing.
The story's deep as fuck
It's
too.
really
It's
long.
deep.
Twist
Fuck.
ending.
It was a long
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
There's a twist ending. And
Did you finish it?
yeah.
Oh, you did?
The first three, the first trilogy was like, they were all right, but like, they took and ran with it in this game.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. But yeah, the story is mostly like,
You like travel between worlds and shit like that too.
you go to
like,
different
Helheim
realms.
and shit.
Like,
See, I don't know if I can get into it.
it's a good game. It's hard. It's hard. It
Yeah.
is.
I liked Assassin's Creed. I did a bunch of those games.
It's kind of like it's kind of like that.
I did like Black Flag and
Black Flag
Rogue.
was sweet.
then what other one did I think was awesome? I don't know. I want to do that Call of Duty World War II one, just because I heard of the. It's actually like pretty accurate.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that game. I've only played it like once multiplayer.
Really?
So I think someone had it, brought it to my house, and I just played like a couple of matches.
So I'd like to play like through the story mode, or if there is one, or
Oh, there is. I'm sure there is. I've heard it's good.
really.
I don't know. I've just heard that game's really good.
See, I just
People were
I have an interest in World War II. I'm that many years old.
People went ape shit about it when it came out.
Really?
They dropped so many of those games that it kind of loses steam real quick because another one's coming out. You know what I mean? Like
What-
there's another call. There's one that just came out.
Yeah,
There's
which one is
Battlefield,
that? Call of
whatever the
Duty?
fuck is that?
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 or whatever the hell it is, or whatever just came out. The one that came out right around Christmas.
Yeah, one of those.
You know what's funny?
That's what I mean. There's so many that come out.
That came out. Well, we got that with the PlayStation, and neither of us have yet to play it because we've been too busy playing Spider-Man.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, it's Black Ops 4. That's
yeah,
what
that's the one.
That's the one that came.
Yeah, we don't. We're like,
yeah, well, odds are Spider-Man's a better game than that, anyways.
yeah,
That's
like,
just-
like we could do that, or we could try to take down Kingpin.
exactly. That's how it's done.
I don't know, man. All I can say about it is I was pretty impressed, and it might just be I'm naive because like I don't play video games that much, but I didn't expect that kind of smoothness.
No, dude. Everyone I've talked to that have played it have told me like it's fucking phenomenal.
Like I've said before and I'll say again, I don't even like superhero stuff, and I had a lot of fun playing that game. Like I didn't personally put it up there with like God of War or Red Dead, but I was like way more into those than Spider-Man, but I still really liked Spider-Man. I beat it. Like I played it enough to where I beat it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So I
Xander's
clearly
like
liked it.
78% through it,
Yeah.
and like he's clearing everything.
Yeah, that's another thing about that. That was actually one thing I loved to do on that game was just put in a podcast and zip around the city and do all the extra bonus shit that had nothing to do with the story.
Yeah.
That was some of my favorite shit to do.
Yeah, dude. The side shit is pretty much the best shit.
Yeah, it's if you're just trying to zone out and do something, yeah, it's really good for that.
I do that a bunch.
The story I couldn't really follow too well. I mean, I followed it for what it was, but like I didn't recognize any of the other people other than like I think the Vulture guy, but I think I even had him confused with someone from Hey Arnold and fucking and
Birdman.
Birdman.
Was he Birdman in Hey Arnold?
there was
can't- I
Monkey
can't-
Man. I remember Monkey Man, and I think there was a bird
There
guy.
was a
who's
bird
like,
There was a
guy.
bird
There was
guy.
a bird
flies
guy in
off
Hey
into,
Arnold?
yeah, and he flies off into the sunset towards the ocean and
There's
shit.
I
It-
do
and
not.
he just disappears.
I do not remember that.
Quail Man? Was that
Quail
it?
Man?
That
Am I
was
Quail-
Doug.
That's
Man?
Doug.
What?
Yeah.
This guy was pigeons though, because pigeons carry him off at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
It's like
He's
the
like some
weirdest-
weird homeless
It's like
guy.
the weirdest ending of Hey Arnold
I-
ever. It's
Yeah.
fucking,
I do
He has
not
like this
remember.
3-minute like slow motion, like tears dropping, like sad as fuck.
yeah.
Like a ghost of Tom Jones or whatever. Like,
Because he was like on
Yeah,
that
it was
rooftop.
ridiculous.
It's one of those rooftop like bird cages.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like a pigeon coop.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what it was. It
that's-
was pigeons
yeah.
that carried him off.
I do fucking remember.
That's
that.
weird, dude.
Hey Arnold was extremely weird.
It
Yeah,
was a
it
weird
wa-
show,
it
wasn't
was
the
a weird
Rat King
show,
episode.
yeah.
You remember that when he had to play chess or else he wouldn't let him go home ever
I
again?
remember
like,
that.
Some fucking pedophile hanging out in the sewers.
Like, what-
Arnold Joe get down there and he's just like, he just smoked crack that day.
like what the?
That's
Starting to
just
get
real
a little
dark.
grouchy over it.
What
Like,
about-
well, that's how it was. He's like, play me in chess, and if you lose, you can never go home. You
I
have
remember-
to like
I
stay
remember
with
that.
my rats.
You're mine, yeah.
Do you remember
Yeah.
the homeless guy on the subway? I told you all to get out of my house. You remember
Yeah,
that?
I
He's like,
remember that. I remember that.
there was
Good
weird shit on that
Lord.
show.
That was the best. I love that show.
Especially with
so
Courage.
much. That was my
Homeless
show when I was a
people.
kid.
Courage the Cowardly Dog was a weird show.
Yeah, but it looked weird. Like it got like that one looked edgy sometimes.
Courage was weird.
Yeah, I didn't get
It was
into
fucking
Courage.
weird.
I got into
kinda-
Courage. I loved
I was
it.
kind
I
of
loved
getting out of
that show.
cartoons too.
Yeah.
When
Well,
Courage
I
was
still
out.
have my toe in like adult cartoons. Like I'd get down with some Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah, Rick
I
and
like
Morty's
that.
pretty cool, and I like. You know what I fucking can't stand is when people are like, "Oh, was just some people just aren't smart enough to get Rick and Morty.
No.
Like you got to be
No,
intelligent
you
to get
didn't-
it.
no,
Like
you
you don't
don't.
get it." And it's like,
You
no,
really
I mean like
don't.
they talk about smart shit, but they spell it out for you, like as they're talking
If
about
that's what
it.
they
So
think
it's
smart is, then
because I'm not
they
very
need
smart,
to,
and I
like,
get every joke.
Listen,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't
and there's a
know.
bunch of dumb
Like-
shit in Rick and Morty. I can't remember what episode it is,
But I love the show. Don't get me wrong; it's fucking.
I can't remember what
hilarious to me.
episode it is, but it's the one where they're just watching TV all day and they see an ad for car horns that sound like sneezes, and I laughed. And that's pretty. You don't have to be smart to understand that
Yeah.
because they honked the horn and it's just sneezed, and I laughed.
That is hilarious. Did you guys ever see a show called Drawn Together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
remember
watch it a
Drawn
bunch, but I
Together.
remember.
I think
it.
I have the DVDs of it somewhere. That show was fucked up too.
I
That
love
show was
that
really
show.
fucked up.
That show, it was fucked up, and I loved it. And I can't find it anywhere.
Oh, shit. I don't know if I still have it.
Think about the premise of that show, though. It was a reality show, like a Big Brother style, but it was
Yeah.
like all of
It was like
popular cartoons that they spoofed.
from different cartoon universes, you know.
And they
different types
spoofed
of
them because there was like quote unquote SpongeBob,
Betty Boop.
Superman, Betty Boop. Like, it was a really good show.
Yeah, I loved like. Oh,
There's a Zelda type dude there.
I
There
love
is.
like the
You're right.
attention to detail, like when they would call out someone's flaws and they did that thing where they zoomed in. It was like hyper gross.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy used that a lot.
Ren and Stimpy did that.
That was a odd show.
SpongeBob does it too, because I think that
Yeah, it might be a lot of the same animators.
I think it was actually for drawing together because I know Ren and Stimpy and SpongeBob are the same like dudes that did Ren and Stimpy did SpongeBob.
Oh really?
It was just more toned down for kids, but
Mhm.
there's like Ren and Stimpy style humor in fucking SpongeBob though. At least there
SpongeBob
was. I haven't watched
has-
SpongeBob in like years.
SpongeBob is kind of inappropriate. Like
what
watching
I
it
mean.
now, I'm like, wow, they're like not appropriate for children. But it
Oh,
came
like
out
you mean
in,
like
99.
innuendo wise?
Yeah,
Oh, dude, they bury so much shit in there.
yeah, they do.
Fucking like all kinds of kid shows
Oh,
have like
yeah.
double entendres.
They
all
live
through
in
them. It's like,
fucking
why gotta do
Bikini
that?
Bottom.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what the
sandy cheeks.
Krusty Krab? Like, come on now.
Dude, well, Nickelodeon does that definitely a lot.
The dolphin noises? Okay.
Well, do you
Like,
remember?
We know.
Do you remember Rocco's Modern Life?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rocco was
yeah.
a phone sex operator.
Yeah, that show is a
Yeah.
fucking trip.
Every time, and
too.
then you don't
It
understand it till
was.
now, but like every time Rocco was at work and on the phone, he'd just be going, "Oh baby, oh baby."
That's fantastic.
That show was hilarious too.
Whoa, man, what the fuck other ones are in there? They hit some shit in Rugrats too, I think.
Oh, I love that
Oh
show.
yeah, that
I wasn't too into
grandpa.
Rugrats, but yeah, that,
Grandpa
Let me
had
think.
like
Cat Dog.
like sexy space.
He was
Babes,
crazy,
Number
yeah,
7 or
something.
whatever as a rented movie.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a post about. I think all this on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy. Like, I don't. What would be the motivation to like have dirty shit in a kids show? Like, why would
Yeah,
you like?
what is
why?
that?
Why is literally
Well,
everyone obsessed
Probably
with
because
that?
that's not because
Here's
as an
my
animator, you probably didn't set out to make kids shit.
Yeah.
yeah. and
Well, I
think-
heard that SpongeBob was originally supposed to be for Adult Swim.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's why like there's all this sexual innuendos,
it.
and like maybe a lot of you know, a lot of kids will like flip out if they don't get to watch what show they want. So maybe it's like for the parents watching it. So
Well, I
they,
mean, like,
get, you
I'm
know,
just
a little
saying,
bit of
like, what
humor.
possesses
Like,
a
it
writer to
entertains them
write something
too.
like that in the first place? Like,
Yeah.
haha, I'm gonna write this. The main character of a child's TV show is gonna be a phone sex operator. Like, what kind? Why would you do that in the first place? You
I
know
think
what
it's
I mean?
right.
Like, I got the deal with Nickelodeon. It's rated PG. Let's make him a
Right.
phone sex operator.
I think as writers get bored, so like it's to make themselves.
But it's like
laugh.
a 95% rate
true.
rating. You know,
It is,
that's
yeah.
so weird. I wonder if it's like a weird rite of passage thing. Like, I don't know anything about the culture of children's show writers.
Oh no, like it's like you mean like what kind of people are children's show writers?
Not necessarily, but just like why are so many of them obsessed with sneaking in like sex humor into kid shows?
Because it's not what they set out to do, and no one wants to pay them for what they want to do, so they have to do this.
Yep.
I mean, maybe, but like all of them,
That's-
every children's show writer ever.
A
You know
lot
what
of
I mean?
them.
A
Well,
lot of
there
them. They're
are
the most
some-
talented ones. They are the most fucked up people.
Right, and a lot of some kid shows don't have like the innuendos snuck
Yeah,
in.
but then they don't last.
Yeah,
very
maybe.
long.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I'm overanalyzing it.
Well, I mean, Josh made a good point there. They don't last very long. Wonder Pets is still a thing.
I don't know
the
what
fuck's a
fuck that
Wonder
is.
Pet?
I don't even know
Listen, see what I mean? It's been running for probably like
what is that though? Is that for
15
like
years.
little tiny babies?
Yes, it's for
Well,
little
then
tiny babies.
SpongeBob's
And
not really for
Sesame
little tiny
Street.
babies.
Well, Sesame Street's probably thrown in some interest.
No,
They
it's a
threw in,
PBS
like-
show. There's no way they
Yeah,
did
I
anything
It's
wrong.
Yeah,
HBO
well,
now. They
yeah.
threw in an AIDS kid,
Oh well,
an AIDS muppet.
that's not for the kids though. That's for fucking these bitch ass people that are their parents, because they're like,
Yeah.
We got
my
AIDS.
son has AIDS. Why isn't
Everyone
he
should
in
have AIDS.
fucking Sesame Street?
I'm just kidding. That was-
And so
Holy
someone
shit.
that so
What
enough
if it's- I think
enough
it's
people
just-
did that, and then they were like, well, let's put an AIDS kid in.
Well, at least they have to kill it off. Like they don't have to explain
They don't
too
have
much.
to. Yeah,
yeah.
Where's
they
Jimmy
know
at?
it's
He
a
was
kid.
sick.
he was at the end of
Like,
last season.
he had AIDS. He was
Yeah.
definitely gonna fucking die.
I think it's just about teaching kids about stuff about life. You know what
It
I mean?
definitely
Like
is.
in
Or
a
at
kiddie
least
way,
being
Like
in a not
accepting.
scary
acceptance
way.
and
Not-
shit, yeah.
It's trying to teach them to not do the shit I just did right there.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know.
that we're all doing. We're enablers.
What? Because it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm just.
100% of the time, if the
Yeah, it
fucked up
is.
thing is funny, I'm going to say that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hilarious, and it's not that I am actually judging them. I just.
I'm judging them.
I'm.
I don't want AIDS people.
It's
Listen,
also
I'm
it,
trying
it
to
that,
make
that is
myself
what it
sound good
is.
right
It's a
now.
fucking it's always been an education. The show's always been educational.
Right.
So when it started in the 60s or whenever the fuck it's probably the 60s. No one even understood what AIDS was. So like they're not gonna have an AIDS kid in the show back then.
I think they
Right.
could have thrown one in the 80s, though.
Dude, if I didn't have a leg, I would always make jokes about having one leg. Like that's
well,
just
no,
what you
they're not
fucking-
gonna throw one in the 80s because they're gonna be like, you have AIDS. Well, that's because you're a fag.
That's true.
You know, that's what they thought in the 80s.
Yeah. It was pretty, like, there was a bad stigma.
So
huh?
the
back
course-
in the,
Yeah,
back in
it
the
is
80s, they even
it
thought like if
was.
someone sneezed on your food with AIDS, you'd catch it.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
there-
literally an epidemic.
People still
People
think that.
like that's probably
People are so goddamn
yeah,
ignorant.
but it's not as bad as it was
Yeah,
in the
it's
80s.
not as
like,
bad.
dude, gay people like had it probably the worst in the 80s. People were just like, fucking throw bricks at them. They're not people. Like
Yeah, I can vividly
they're
remember
carrying the
that.
AIDS disease. They're
I can
fucking
re-
apes. They
I
went
can
over
remember
there
that
fucked
being
apes.
an insult when I was like 10 years old.
Yeah, me too.
Like that, like 1996. Like,
You have AIDS.
yeah, oh, yeah, well, you have fucking
That was an
AIDS.
insult when I was 10 years old too.
Dude, I was
Yeah,
in
you
second
fucking
grade.
AIDS baby.
What a great
I was
insult.
in second
I've
fucking
been
grade.
called an AIDS baby, and I was in 7th grade.
I came from a generation
And I
of
was
people
like,
that fucking
bitch.
punch each other in the balls, and it's terrible.
I was in second grade, and one of my friends told this kid that he looked like he had AIDS. I swear to fucking God. Or maybe it was like 4th grade. But yeah.
Like people be like, "You
Yeah,
smell
like-
like AIDS." Like, what does that even mean?
He just said you look like you have AIDS. And he's like, I remember the kid was like, no, if I had AIDS, I'd look like or some shit like that. And yeah. That was elementary for sure. It was maybe 3rd
yeah,
or 4th grade.
definitely.
But that was hilarious.
That's fucking
I
fantastic.
never thought of that before until just now.
We're talking about AIDS, and
Yeah.
you know,
I generally don't talk about AIDS.
yeah, I've heard some crazy shit. Like, You look like you have AIDS. You smell like AIDS. You are AIDS. Whenever we learned about like personification, you're the personification of AIDS. You fucking like you syphilis giraffe. Like, what does that even mean?
I don't know, dude.
There was
Kids
some-
just they
I
make
heard
up.
nut shit in middle school. Even that's whenever like the
That's where it
crafty shit
started.
like
Hey,
syphilis
Mom,
giraffe.
I learned at school what sex is.
Yeah.
Listen, 5th grade to like
We're like,
end
"Huh,
of
you
elementary
have to clap."
school to like middle school. That's when like crazy shit. Like
It's
shit, you're gonna
nuts.
make a gay ball. That's what everyone called each other when I was in
Gay
5th
ball.
grade. You gay ball. Like
Gay ball. I don't know if I remember
I
that
still
one.
call people that.
I remember Smear the Queer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gaylord was a
yeah.
big one because that's actually like someone read it in a book once or
Listen.
whatever because
Okay,
it's like
so-
a real name, but Gaylord, and they're like, I can't get in trouble for calling him Gaylord. It's a name.
That is
You know what?
hilarious.
Everyone
It
would
is
follow
a
each
name.
other
I
talking
have a
about
gay
this.
friend.
Hold on,
Oh,
hold on,
man.
hold on.
Hang on. I'm sorry. All right. So I had this friend I grew up with, and I totally like after high school, like we grew up together, and then during high school we drifted apart, and like afterwards I never caught up, and like I was friends with him on Facebook, and then I realized that I haven't seen this dude on Facebook in like 6 years. So it just so happened someone else brought up an event that involved him, and I asked him, and this dude like he messaged me. He's like, "Oh, he lives like up in Pennsylvania, and he's gay now." I'm like, "No shit," because this dude said "faggot" more than any other human I've ever fucking heard.
Sounds about right.
One of my friends, I
Some
don't know if he
people
said
have
it
a
all
hard
the
time handling it, and that's how they do it. Is just try to be like shun
they-
as many gay people as they can because they're so angry that they're gay.
Yeah, they project it onto other gay people and make them feel bad about it because
Yeah.
they feel bad about themselves.
Exactly.
But he never. Well, I don't know. His brother probably would have been.
Did he like
Wouldn't have
directly
been
pick
cool
on
about
gay
it.
kids, or did he just say faggot all the time?
Oh no, it was aimed at everyone. He wasn't. He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
indiscriminate with it.
Because I remember I had a friend. I don't remember him saying it more than like any other dude between the ages of like 10 and 14. But he did a bunch too, and it probably I don't remember. I was like, so he was probably like 15 or 16. He like came out to like my family first, really.
Really?
Like, and then he had other close friends I'm sure he talked to before, but like before he talked about it with his family, he talked about it with my mom and my brother and I. So, you know,
I
it
think
just kind of went
I have
like
a
back to
friend like
business
that,
as usual
too.
after that, though. Nothing really changed.
right, and I think maybe just because they use the word a lot, it doesn't. Like, it probably isn't always that they're angry. They're just open-minded, and then you realize
Right.
it's just a word, and words don't hurt anyone unless
Yeah.
it's the way you use
No,
it.
but he was like
Right.
blatantly homophobic a lot.
Oh, well, you just said he would call everyone.
Yeah, that could be cover up. That could
I mean,
be
like
cover-up.
to everyone.
Oh, well, you didn't say he was homophobic.
No, like he would like
Oh, okay.
he
Well,
would
so
call
then
them
back to my- back
fags,
to-
and then like, or like if you did something stupid in front of him.
Oh, like not even joking around. He would just
Oh no, he was joking with you.
okay.
But he was just like he was tossing that
faggot.
shit out. Like, but if you did something like just dorky, he would just you fag, or staring at that dude's butt and like shit like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, see, that's just it's like
Yeah,
she
I mean-
she's just projecting it on
Yeah.
other people.
That's
because that's what
almost-
he was doing.
That's almost everyone I grew up with would talk like that all
Yeah,
the time.
I know.
like,
Yep.
It's like jocks that are just gay, but they don't want to tell anybody.
Yeah,
It's like, dude, you fucking fag, hand me that towel.
yeah. Oh, you
So I
fucking
can get out of
ball.
so we're showering together.
I have a gay uncle, and he's probably about 15 years older than me. And, well, maybe not even that much older than me. Probably like 11 or 12 years older than me. Anyway, I was probably about 4, and he was like 16. And, he was singing a song by Mariah Carey, and I was like, haha. He was like 6, yeah.
And not
He
the
was-
Christmas song.
No, he was singing the song. He was singing the song by Mariah Carey, and I was like, haha, you're a girl. And he started crying, and he went to my grandmother, and I got in trouble, dude, because I was like, oh, you're a girl, and like made
How
him
the
cry.
fuck are you supposed to understand
I'm
that?
4
though?
years old,
Right.
and he's 16.
Oh
I got in
shit!
trouble.
16-year-old kids can be emotional. I know I was. I know my brother was from time to time, you know, and both my brothers were from time
Yeah.
to time, you know.
I mean,
I imagine especially dealing with something like that. But yeah, getting upset over what a 4-year-old says to you isn't
That's
really.
a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Especially
not
if they're
the
not
move.
old enough to understand what just happened.
That's
there.
fucking. That's
just
children.
fucking knock the 4-year-old out. Like, what are they gonna do? Beat you up?
Yeah. Oh no! I was
Yeah,
playing with her and I
seriously.
accidentally elbowed her.
Yeah, I accidentally fucking threw it on the steps.
Yeah. Oh, I need her when I went to pick her up.
Call me a girl, you little fucking cunt.
Yeah. Fucking Anderson Silva knee you in the fucking forehead.
That's right. Let's kill that
Fuck
4-year-old.
that uncle. He didn't invite me to his wedding.
Probably because he called him a girl.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why.
You have a history of being rude. That's why. Oh my
Fucking
goodness.
4-year-old cunts, man.
I really wish that the word faggot wasn't so much in the lexicon of like this area, because I really wish I didn't say it as much as I do.
Really?
It just falls. You would think my little brother's name was faggot. I love him to death. I love hanging out with him. Same thing with Thea.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree with you.
yeah,
Because
I say it so
it is
much.
so just fucking.
I just,
It's not as much as it used to be, but around here, it's like you could say it in a
Yeah.
room full of people. No one would probably really care.
No, yeah, exactly.
Or someone would chuckle. Like you out west, if you did that, dude, you get crucified.
Oh yeah.
Oh
for
fuck
sure.
yeah.
But
And that's the thing. I'm not saying I'm like not trying to be on my soapbox and like preach about naughty words or anything like that. But I also don't want to
no,
be
but
that
it does
dude who
hurt
just
people's
says,
feelings.
yeah,
It
who
hurts.
just says that all the time. You know, once in a while. But I don't know.
I say some pretty vulgar shit.
I do from time to time.
It's like
I guess
it's
it
a
depends
habit,
on my mood.
you know. But I know when to control it, though. But sometimes, you know, it's just a slip of the tongue because you say it so often. Like you're sitting there with your gay friend, and he doesn't like when people say faggot because, you know, whatever. And you say faggot, like talking about something, and he, you know, they get triggered, and you're like, fuck.
Oh, when my friend
You
came out of the
know?
closet, he called me a faggot more than I ever called him a faggot. And it was
Really?
just, like I said, after he came out to my family, like came out and everything, he definitely got show tunesy for a couple years. But like, even like past that, no, I'm not bullshitting. He for real got into show tunes for a minute. But
As they
but I
do.
mean, like that was just like
Yes.
kind of like that was like his background thing, like who he was as a person
like
never
theater and
changed.
shit.
You know what I mean? He was always the same guy, and like our friendship never. And you know, years later, unfortunately, we've grown apart. I haven't heard from him, not through lack of trying either, but I haven't heard from him in the past few years. I've reached out to him a couple times, just no luck.
Son of a bitch.
But you know what I'm trying to say is like,
Robin
yeah,
Name.
he, you know, words. I think any rational person, like, I think it's all about intent, and any rational person can pick up on that. And if you know the intent, but you choose to like actively ignore it, which I think some people do,
Some
I
people
think that's
definitely do.
very common.
Yeah.
Some people
Yeah.
definitely do.
it's unfortunate.
You can clearly tell if someone's being hateful with it or not.
because it's weird because part of it's like coming from a good place. But because I remember I used to be like way farther left than I am now, and I still lean left for sure. But I used to be way farther left.
But
than
now
I am
you start seeing,
and
like,
I used to
we
just
all
get
have.
mad.
There's
like,
a balance.
I used to follow like 6 like cop shoot black people pages on Facebook and be fucking furious all day every day, and like, you know what I mean? Like that sucks, and I'm glad that's out there. But I mean, we got to do more than just share fucking memes. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? If you're just going to sit there and share memes and post a status for the likes and like, ooh, now everybody knows I'm a good person, right? And then when you see someone with like a MAGA hat on, like all you see is those BuzzFeed videos, and like all that shit's fake as fuck anyway. I don't want to say fake news, but I mean like not. And you see someone with a MAGA hat, and again, I fucking hate Donald Trump. Disclaimer: I did not vote for him. I will not vote for him. He's done nothing to make me want to vote for him. And yes, he is a racist old man for sure. But with that said, like I have friends who voted for Donald Trump. Most of them regret it now. Some
yeah,
of them
most
don't.
people do. Like I
Some
don't
of
hold
them
it
don't.
against anybody that voted
No.
for him.
And I don't give a shit because, I mean, I guess it's probably this area, and I know that they are good people. They're just not aware of all the other shit.
Mhm.
They're very much, you know, CMT, wing night at the fucking hole-in-the-wall bar down the road, fucking having fires, like barely on Facebook, like not trying to, just keeping to themselves, like living the country life.
Yeah.
And
I will get judgy on people who do. When I know like the person well and I know how they are, and they voted for Donald Trump, I can think of reasons why they voted for him.
Yeah.
But this one is just when you see the regular, woo-hoo! You just know
Yeah.
it's just like you're an
Yeah.
uneducated idiot because
Yeah,
you
exactly.
fuck your cousin.
When they're papering their truck,
He's
and fucking
racist.
Trump stickers.
they're doing
He's
it,
one of
yeah,
us.
They
That's-
do it more for like, you know, for the shock
like,
value.
and people
Yeah.
we
Or
know
that,
with,
yeah,
that have
yeah.
like money, They'll vote for him because of.
See, I kind of understand why they vote for him.
economy
Though.
thing.
I
Well,
don't
yeah,
know.
and I understand that side of it. I suppose if
like-
you're on board with the economy, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, that's all you. Because here's the other thing. Here's some bullshit I used to believe. I used to believe that money was a finite resource, and because they have it all, we can have none. And that's not how money works. The better the country does, the harder we all work, the better everything gets.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And the big counterpoint to that, which is my lefty side speaking, is like, well, what about like inflation? Like minimum wage has not kept up with inflation since
Not
like
one
the
bit.
80s. I think the 80s
Yeah, it's
was
so
last
Yep.
time it was equal. So but at the same time, I don't think raising the minimum wage to $15 will solve anything.
No, you're just going to
Because
raise the
once-
cost of living.
Exactly. Everything else raises. You'll be paying $5 for a Snicker bar.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, which makes it doesn't solve anything.
yeah, and I wish I knew. I'm not smart enough to know, but I wish I knew how to fix all that. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think if you work really hard for something that you really, truly want, I think you can get it.
Plus,
you just have to
here's
fucking work
another
hard.
thing to think about. You raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. What do you think people like me are going to do?
Well,
Well,
get a
I
minimum wage
imagine
job.
when people say,
Oh, I'm going right to Taco Bell, and
Well-
I'm going to save a shit ton of money on gas.
Let
Don't
me
you think
just-
all wages will raise when minimum wage does?
That's what I was going to say. I think the people who want $15 an hour minimum wage, which the math kind of works now.
They don't
Yeah.
realize
But again,
that.
inflation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like if you get paid $15, then you'll start getting paid $30 or
Yeah.
35 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
And I
exactly
think-
what it would
And it's
do.
still
In a
going to be
perfect-
this exact same ratio as it is
Except
now.
you're paying
In a
outrageous
perfect
amounts
world,
for
that's
shit.
Yeah.
great, but
Inflation.
yeah,
And
it's
you're not
gonna
you don't
keep
have
up.
any more money than you did before.
Yeah.
That's why
like as a gas will be fucking $10 a gallon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But it
All
doesn't
that's
matter because
happening
you
is
make $100,000 a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that's
exactly.
happening is more money is being made.
That devalues the dollar. If anything,
Exactly.
so.
Whoopty
which
fucking
which is
do.
what we don't need because we're in a
Nothing.
bunch of debt. So
Yeah.
Yay.
yeah. But anyhow, yeah, I don't.
That's depressing.
I
Shit
mean,
needs to-
yeah, no. I mean, I don't think things are as grim as all the
No,
major news
I don't either.
outlets make it seem. I think because it's the rapid news cycle, it's the most shocking and and you have news 24 hours coming at you.
Mhm.
So like
That's
you're
a lot
just
of it,
getting, like-
too.
yeah, and you're getting like the same things repeated over and over again. Like I feel like people already forgot about the MAGA hat teenager and the Indian guy. Which, by
Yeah,
the way,
they
did anybody
absolutely
watch
did.
the full video? I did.
I never
didn't.
have.
Yeah. Okay. So it was there were high school students. A lot of them had MAGA hats on. They were probably from a rich school. They were downtown DC. Black Israelites were screaming racial slurs at them the whole time and threatening them and shit. And then this Cherokee dude just walked up in one's face and started chanting and stuff. And like he just like was standing his ground and smiled. Now I have like friends who I kind of lost some respect for trying to dox a child. In the way the BuzzFeed article makes it seem is this guy was like doing like some sort of a
Like,
ritual
yeah.
thing, which doesn't make sense. Why would he do a ritual thing at the Washington Monument? And then this kid just like got up in his face as he was doing it. No, the man approached him. You can see that very clearly on the video. You know,
Right.
and let's not forget, why is everybody like ignoring the black Israelites being fucking bigots? Like
Yeah.
bigotry should die with fucking.
Oh,
And
let
I
that be
think
the
I-
Klan.
I understand like the history of minorities in this country versus white people, but I mean like you got to understand white privilege doesn't extend to every single white person. You know.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
can't fight fire with fire. That's the fucking oldest saying in
Exactly,
the
yeah.
book. And
Yeah.
motherfuckers are like, "Oh, don't be racist." You cannot fight
And don't be
racism
racist.
with
and
more
I won't,
racism.
You know, I won't be racist. I
That's
won't
not
be bigoted
gonna-
towards anybody. And I just hope.
Right.
And most people that I come into contact with, most people that like I truly get to know, they aren't either. You know, but it's so I can see why people get so infuriated all the time, but they're not getting the full story ever. They're getting, people bitch about Fox News and then watch AJ Plus.
no
You know
one-
what I mean?
Right,
People
no
bitch
one-
about
Right.
Breitbart and then watch fucking BuzzFeed, and vice versa. People bitch about BuzzFeed and fucking watch Steven Crowder, like louder. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, just
because no one fact checks.
I think at the end of the day, you got to bring
Half the time,
bring
think
what
about
you
half
want to
the
bring
time,
into the
people
world.
won't even fucking. Did you read that whole article? I
No.
just saw the headline.
Which-
And they got outraged from the headline. Like, read the fucking. That's the reason you're outraged. That's
I'm
why
not
they-
even going to read the
Shock
articles. I'm not even
effect.
going to watch the fucking headlines or anything like that. I'm going to bring the goodness I want to see in the world into real life and stop fucking posting about like
Right.
this, that, and the other. I'm
They-
just going to live my way. You know what I mean?
They make titles like that because they know that people aren't going to click on the article. They know that they're just going to
course.
fucking rage about
Yeah.
the title
And
of
well,
it.
and then they get shares, and then that article gets
Yeah.
publicized, as does the website. And then some people do read the whole article, and the article half the time, like depending on more than half the time, is written by a biased journalist
Right.
that
Most
is
of the
leaving
time.
out a lot of facts
Most
or
of the
even
time.
fabricating the
only
entire
articles
story.
I share without reading it is the Onion articles.
Those are pretty
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
I quit following most of those sites because of the 24-hour news cycle.
Yeah.
And
I just
because
started
I was
unfollowing
figuring
people who post about politics,
Yeah.
left or right.
Yeah, I
have no
unfollow
time
most
for
of
it.
that, but I quit following those pages because I just found myself getting fucking mad over headlines and shit.
Me too.
So like,
Yep.
I deleted that, and now the only things I will share are videos of people doing something fucking cool, or I don't know, man. Fucking
Hilarious memes.
I just
music.
I post goofy statuses. Like if like a funny thought comes to me, I'll just post it,
Yeah.
and then I share shit about my band, and then that's about. And then once in a while, I post some serious stuff. But I
or I share,
try to
like,
keep my
science
personal
shit
life
a
for
lot.
the most part offline.
I like I fucking love science.
Yeah, see, and
That's
that's
a good
yeah,
one,
That's
too.
a cool.
I
yeah,
love that page.
It's a cool
That's a
page.
cool page, but I just like I don't want to spend too much time looking at my phone, so I even quit following like super interesting stuff. You know, it's mostly
I used to be in like a bunch of like postal meme, like sharing like just pages and shit. I had to quit most of them because people just are so fucking miserable.
yeah.
Yeah, they
That's
are.
what I'm talking about, man.
They
I
are.
unfollow like I doubt I'm following.
Dude, that's why I
I've-
quit Facebook.
Yeah,
Like if you don't like your fucking job, dude, quit.
Quit, yeah. I had to unfollow a lot of McDonald's memes worker. I'm just like, okay, the McDonald's memes are like worker memes are funny, but like, and people were bitching about their job in the comments and like, you know, bitching about the meme, like customers bitching about the meme, and it's like, dude, it's for humor. Like,
Yeah.
I've really learned, you know, it takes self-control to see something you completely disagree with, even something that like completely and totally pisses you the fuck off. It's self-control to just scroll past it.
Oh,
it
it
does
is.
at
And if
first,
it's the
and then
same-
after a while, that
Yeah.
rage just dies because you see how fucking stupid it all is.
Exactly.
You just need
exactly.
time away from it to see.
And then if a page or a person is continuously doing that, unfucking follow them. Even if you don't want to
That's all it
unfriend them,
is,
if it's
yeah.
like family, you don't want to unfriend them, you can unfollow them and you will not see their
I don't
posts on
think
your
I have
news feed
any
anymore.
family on my fucking Facebook other than Blake and Derek.
That's why I quit
But-
Facebook, man, because I would see shit that would piss me off. And it's like, how am I letting this get
And
me
then-
pissed off? Or
Right.
I'd find I'm getting yelled at. Now I'm in a fight. Like I don't want to do this. Or I'd go looking for one.
Yeah.
Go try to pick one just because I was.
And that's
Or
the thing.
sucks.
Every
It's
time I've
bored.
ever gotten into, because I've shared stupid articles myself for sure, and I've definitely gotten into like arguments that I was totally ill-informed on. I just needed to be right and just bullshit like
Yep.
that.
That's
and
happened
it's
to
like,
me too.
do you know how fucking embarrassing that is from a week later tell the rest of my life? Like those are the things you think about in the shower and go, "Fuck,
Yeah, you're like, fuck, I
I'm
was
an idiot."
totally
Like, you know what I
wrong.
mean?
I'm a
So it's like
fucking
I just
dumbass.
stopped being that guy. So I quit having that fuck moment driving to work every day, you know. And I still have all the ones that I've accrued. Like, I don't know if those ever drop, but I just quit being that fucking guy who gets involved in any of that stuff. I have my opinions, but that's nobody's business what my opinions are.
we have a platform for those opinions,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's some poor soul in Sweden who listens to this shit.
At least it's voluntarily.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? People listen to it voluntarily. Like, you know, they don't have to, like, hear my voice come on every 5 seconds in the radio, like, because everybody just scrolls through. Even I do, and I try to stay as removed from it as possible. But yeah, I'll just scroll through Facebook for an hour. You know,
Yeah.
I can, like,
why? Like
I fucking.
Here's
I don't
my
know.
thing.
The lights are like addicting or something.
I'm not
like
gonna
that, I
debate,
think.
and I'm not gonna make someone like agree with me on my opinion. I'm gonna fucking like if I'm sharing like anything like about something that is being debated or that's like debatable, I'm gonna just share the fact, and that's fucking it. You want to
See,
debate? You can't debate facts.
I just,
dude. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna like.
Well,
like
I
there
just,
was
I just, for me personally, I'm just done sharing anything in the first place because it's
Right.
nobody's fucking business what I
it's-
think.
Yeah, it's not even.
Who cares
It's
what
not
I
even
think?
that I'm
I don't
sharing
think
my
that
opinion.
fucking
I'm
high.
just like, if
I don't
it's like,
think-
okay, well, there's a lot of maybe it'll educate somebody. You know what I mean? Type deal. I'm not sharing it trying to like be spiteful. I'm just
Right.
like, maybe somebody will see it and like be educated on it.
I
you
doubt
know,
it
more.
though. When is any?
But yeah,
No.
that
Either
is
people
true.
know nothing about it and ignore it, or they know about it and they agree, so they'll give you the like, or they don't know about it and disagree, in which case rage ensues. And they start fucking raising their eyebrows and shaking and breathing hard while they're texting you.
And they don't even know. They're not even educated. on it.
Yeah, clearly, if they're trying to debate facts,
I just think,
you
I
can't
just
do that.
That's why I just avoid even stating facts. you know.
Yeah.
I just don't want to have
I
any
don't-
bad feelings towards
If
anybody.
I
Which
share
I don't even do
something-
that too often.
Yeah.
It's like a rare thing.
If I share something remotely political, it's. Let me rephrase that. If I share anything that has Donald Trump on it, it has nothing to do with politics usually.
When I
It's
did
usually
that,
just a joke.
yeah.
Yes.
When I
There's
did it,
always
because he's
A Trump
hilarious.
supporter.
Yeah, that's different.
And there's
Yeah,
always
this-
a Trump supporter that fucking comments on. They're like, "Whoa!" And I'm like, "Fuck off! It is a joke. Like, I
I
did
don't
not
even
share
say-
this to debate politics. It's a goddamn joke."
I just start being as condescending as humanly possible, and I tell them I'm not arguing politics on Facebook, and then I explain to them the joke and why I found it funny.
Right.
Yeah.
But even when he does something stupid that's not even like politically stupid, like when he stared at the sun during that,
I've
like,
actually-
why
just-
can't they just admit it's stupid?
And people,
I've had people try to. Usually, when people try to get big with me, I just don't respond, and then they delete their comment an hour later, and then it's like it never happened because they'll never talk to me about it in real life, and I'll probably forget. So
Yeah, well, people are like embarrassed that they didn't get the time of day from the person they're trying to argue with.
yeah, and that's fine. But why would you try to argue with me? I just, which is again why, because I can understand that ragey feeling. I've done that too.
I can't.
I've been that guy too. But
Huh?
Chaser.
I don't have one.
That's okay.
Sorry.
No, it's
I
okay.
can't read lips.
I got distracted. Anyhow, yeah, it's all bullshit. Like, who cares? I just like people. If you're nice to me, I don't give a fuck who you are or what you want to call yourself.
exactly.
If you're nice to me, I'll fucking.
We don't have to
respect you.
talk about it.
Like, yeah,
You know what I mean?
Right. It's not important.
yeah.
I don't base whether or not I like someone on their political views.
Yeah, seriously. How many
Me.
people have you met that you don't even know their political views, and you love them until election bullshit comes around, and then you see their fucking political views. Now everybody wants to be mad at each other.
Yeah.
You never gave a fuck about this until it was like popular to care about. You know what I mean? Well, not.
And it's
you
all
know?
beach ball issues anyway. It's all straw man issues. It's nothing serious.
Exactly. It's always stupid shit.
That should be handled state to state.
Right.
Right.
I prefer to just don't even tell me. I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
But
don't
like
know.
really, it doesn't bother me until you start saying racist, homophobic shit. Then I get pissed.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't wanna
I'm
talk
proud
to
to
you
say
anymore.
I don't have anyone on my friends list who would say like truly racist or homophobic.
I
don't
shit.
think
Or
I
like
do.
sexist
I
type
don't-
shit. You
Yeah.
know?
No,
Yeah, anything.
Unless
Either
it's
way.
funny.
That shit.
Yeah,
Unless
if
it's funny.
If it's a see jokes.
I'm a little bit of a sexist, so I kind of.
Well, I mean, everybody. Okay, listen. Everybody is a little bit.
No, it was a joke. Don't start going on this men are pigs rant.
Yeah, well, they are.
I hate men.
Because
man.
you're sexist.
Men are
because
pigs.
most
Can we start
women are
with-
sexist. But
No,
that's
I'm not.
okay.
I'm not sexist.
All women are sexist.
I believe in the good old fashioned catering to your man.
That's sexist.
It is.
I don't know if it's sexist as much as it is an opinion.
No,
Like
you
a
believe
preference.
Yeah, it's
you
just an
believe in
opinion.
gender
That's
roles.
what you do.
I don't think that's for everybody. Like, not everybody wants to fucking cook and clean and all that stupid shit, and that's
Some
okay.
men like women who are like
But don't-
CEOs. So
Those women are called
Exactly.
lesbians. I get
well,
it. No, I mean-
regardless of if I work or not, you know. I
No,
don't know.
no. I mean, like,
It's just
It's
well,
okay.
women are better at that. I feel like women are better at cleaning. Well, I'm better at cleaning than any man I
that's
know.
not
anyway.
true. Like,
Yeah, you're right. It's not true, but I'm better at cleaning than any man I've ever met.
no,
I think women are better with multitasking.
no.
Multitasking and like remembering
distracted?
events and things like that. They tend to be
That
more
kind of shit's
organized.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Scheduling.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think,
Yeah.
I think we're wired.
Men are
differently,
more like
We are.
people of like
Definitely.
action and doing and things like that and applying things. But when it comes to like cognitive intelligence, the studies have come back and the results are almost exactly the same.
Well, oh yeah, pretty much.
So there's men aren't smarter, women aren't smarter. It's almost identical. The stats
Yeah.
come back. So
It's just different things.
but there's just
It's,
certain things that women, for the most part do, but I mean, there's a lot of women who are outliers and do things in a more masculine way as
everybody,
well.
yeah, and there are a lot of men
Vice
who are more
versa.
feminine, but everybody was brought up differently. Like, not everybody was brought up to do the same shit. Not everybody was taught the same morals and values and beliefs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that has a lot to do with how people are wired when they're an adult, is how their upbringing was as a child.
Yeah, that definitely
Yeah.
has a lot
Has
to
a
do with
big
it.
role.
Like a nature
absolutely.
versus nurture kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, I think both. I think it's nature and nurture makes
Yeah.
everybody.
I
yeah,
think so, too.
definitely, for sure.
Yep.
That was nice.
And people take things differently. Like if I say if someone's neglected as a child, they might fucking either
Be a
like,
heathen?
fuck everyone else, I'm gonna neglect my kids because my parents or they're gonna be like, my parents neglected me, so I'm gonna be the parent that I didn't have. You know, it just depends on.
Some people turn it around. You're
That kind of
definitely
comes to
Yeah.
like I think how you are as a person. Like I
Yeah.
think that actually I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know. I think I don't know how to say this without sounding fucked up. I think you can let things hold you down and be negative about it. Or I think you can let things motivate you as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
you
So
know.
you don't have to fall back into that cycle again.
Yeah.
I think that sounded fucked up at all. It's
yeah,
just the
no,
truth.
it doesn't. It is true.
Yeah.
If someone thinks that's fucked up, then they probably need to fucking do exactly what
I think
they
anybody
need to
who-
take your advice. Then.
Yeah, hopefully. Because I just if I ruled the world, everything would be dope.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I
That's what
got all the
everybody
good-
thinks.
I got all the best ideas.
I would agree with that.
I'm just kidding. No,
No, I'm
I was gonna say.
We've got the best words.
I got all the best words.
I like to say big words when I'm like really zoned in a conversation. I love talking. If you guys couldn't tell, I fucking love
That's why
talking.
I like you.
And the more like I'm like in the conversation, I think the more fluid I speak.
I catch myself trying to use bigger words a lot.
Yeah.
I do that too. I try, and I'm like, am I failing at this right now? I'm
See-
like, oh my god, this is like.
Did I make that up?
My
I'm like,
mom always.
I remember the word and the definition. I'm like, I'm gonna use this because it's fucking fancy, and I'm gonna sound smart.
My mom mostly, I can remember a lot of times, even when I was young, like speaking to me like her son and her baby.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, there was times where she spoke to me as a person. You know what I mean? And I think that really helped. And she uses a lot of big words and stuff like that. Like, I'm 6, 7, 8 years old here, and I can never think of anything specific. But she would use like, you know, like she was really articulate,
Mhm.
and that really helped me just naturally develop that. You know what I mean?
We do things like I always try to challenge my kids,
Mm-hmm.
or I also, if you hadn't noticed, I swear a lot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and but you know what, my kids know that words can't hurt you.
Yeah.
You know, like if they hear like shit, fuck, damn, they know they're not allowed
That
to
won't
say
be
it
put
until they
back
bring
on
them a
their
head.
paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get your first paycheck, that's when you can start swearing.
Yeah. That's a good rule. I
Around
like
me.
that rule.
That is a good rule.
I like that rule.
That is a perfect rule.
I think
So
I've
I
said
thought,
it on
when's
here
the
before.
perfect time for them to start to
No,
be allowed to swear in front of your parents?
no,
I was
I'm
allowed
sure
to young.
that rule might adapt. You know, by the time like
Right.
Gavin's 14, I might be all right with a damn or an ass or an hell. You know what I mean? But maybe we'll say the F word for when you get a paycheck.
Yeah. Things
know?
like that.
Like,
yeah.
damn, I got fucking paid.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
All
first F I want to hear.
All right.
That's
Fucking
the
A,
first
man.
F I
Fucking
wanna
A.
hear
Fucking
out
A,
of your
man.
mouth.
I think about these shit. I want to give them goals.
That'd be a good one.
Right.
That'd be a good one to use your first fuck. Like, I got
That'd be-
fucking paid.
That's the perfect
Bam.
fuck.
There it is.
I don't remember my first F-bomb. I remember when I was like 5 years old, though. I would say like freaking all the time. I had that like, oh, this freaking
My brother
dog,
used
this freaking freak. My mom and dad always were like, I'm going to put fucking soap in your mouth, dude. Like, stop saying that.
My brother
Stop
used-
fucking saying freaking.
My brother used to
fucker.
say funkin' because he was trying to say fucking, but he didn't understand. Like, he was really little.
I always heard my mom say like this, use the term dicking around, like quit dicking around, you know? And one time,
I remember
I
my
forget.
grandpa once said to my uncles,
was-
well, don't just stand there with your teeth in your mouth. Do something.
I was fucking
was
around
funny.
before
That-
school one day, and I was like, I was imitating my mom. She said, "Quit dicking around," and I imitated her and I said, quit ricking around. And my mom thought it was the funniest fucking thing ever because and she was like, tell your dad what I said this morning. And I was like, I don't want to say it. She's like, just say it, like, what you fucking mocked me. And I said, quit ricking around instead of dicking around because I didn't want to get in trouble for cussing.
Quit ricking around.
Quit ricking around.
It's kind of ingenious to get away with cussing.
Something Gavin would come up with. It's like,
I was like 6 years old.
I've taken note of all the syllables and all the pronunciation, and I've come up
If
with
you
these
just
acceptable
if
swear words
you-
for children.
If you just change one letter.
Funkin' is a good one. That's
Yeah, I can't remember because I don't think he understood the word fucking, so he used to thought we were always saying funking or something.
That's fucking.
I think. I don't know.
hilarious.
I was like, he was little, but he wasn't that little. But
That's
I was too young to like if I was fuck, like I was too young to be doing that. If my parents heard me, I'd like get the shit knocked out of me. Like,
But I remember swearing
he
at him
had
like
to have been-
obscene
Oh.
early age.
I wish my mom would have whooped my ass. This bitch put soap. She would put dish soap in my mouth. So it wasn't just a bar of soap. She would hold my mouth open and pour dish soap in it.
damn, that's
God
child
damn,
abuse.
that-
son.
That's pretty abuse.
Damn, Jordan, you got abused. Sorry,
Thanks.
dude.
Thanks, guys.
My bad, homie.
It was only like 3 times, you know. It was no big deal. It didn't fucking like fuck me up or anything, you know. I got soap in my mouth, so
I mean,
it was
you
just-
sure?
It was a little more brutal. It was a little more brutal than most soap to the mouth, but she told me quit cussing. I was warned, so it's not really child abuse.
It is, but that's okay.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, Mom. I just called you out for abusing your children. I remember one time, I forget why CPS came to my school. I was probably in like 5th grade. I don't know why. I think we lived downtown and like had petty neighbors.
Came to your school for
They
you?
came to school. Yeah, they came to school to talk to me. I was probably like 10 years old, 5th grade. And my uncle Bub had lived with me at the time. He was going through a rough patch, so he was sleeping on the couch. And they asked me, they said, does your uncle beat you guys? Like, does he whoop your guys' asses, whatever? I was like, no, but he threatens to.
Oh, because you were just too young to understand.
Yeah, you know. And they were like, okay. He threatens to.
See,
I'm like, yeah, but it's in
Why
good
were they asking
nature.
about him? Somebody must have called
he
them
lived with
because
us.
he lived with you. That's just weird. See, people are so nosy. I wish I'd have known CPS was
I
Well,
a
maybe
big
I
number.
think I might have like said something about it. You know what I mean? I might have been like, well, it's like, they're probably like, who all lives in your house? And I'm like, well, it's like me, brother and sister, mom, uncle. You know, they're fucking asking all types of questions and shit.
That's true. You got to watch that because the schools will do it.
Probably my
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah, well, my
just
mom-
like
And you're younger than all of us too,
A lot
so
of the
that
neighbors were petty, and my mom would call the neighbors the fuck out. Like, this one neighbor had like 5 fucking kids, dude, and they were all. The one was
Feral?
my age. The oldest one was my age. The youngest one. She had how many fucking kids? Like 5, yeah.
Gross.
And yeah, the oldest one was my age, and the youngest one was probably like 3. And the in-betweens were like 5, 4, and 3, and then like 12. And this bitch came over to my house, I want to say, looking for her daughter that's my age, because we were friends. And she was like sleeping. Her eyes were not open. She's talking to my mom, and I'm like standing behind my mom, and this bitch is like, is Courtney here? And my mom was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? She was like, why are you on my porch? Like, go home and fucking go to sleep.
Good Lord.
Like, someone is gonna call the police. And someone did call CPS. Like, someone called the cops and shit on her. Because that was often. That was often that
That's fucking
happened.
terrifying.
That she was, yeah.
See, like, I see.
So
That's
yeah,
this
Courtney
area.
took care of those kids. Like, she took care of, and she was actually, it turned out to be at her house. Because I remember texting her, and I'm like, hey, like, your mom just came here looking for you. She's fucked up. I didn't say that, but I was thinking it like, your mama fucked up. Because she already knows, dude. She took care of her siblings.
right.
And she's like, dude, I'm fucking home. You know?
She's
Taking
looking-
care
out
of-
looking for
taking
you.
care of the kids, yeah. And she's out looking for you. Mom.
That's
That's
fantastic.
fucked up, man. Thank God for fucking her oldest, man. Them kids probably would have died. I'm not even joking.
That's scary. Like,
It is scary because think about how, you know how many other people are like that? Like, it's just not that one.
and why is
Yeah,
it
that's
always
what I'm
like
saying. There was a lot of people like
Those-
that, and
There's
those kinds of families are always the ones that have like 5 kids?
yeah,
always.
And you know what's fucked up? Those are the type of people that have like food stamps and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna drug test for food stamps." Well, when you do that, what happens to the kids?
Well, now you're getting
If you're not
political.
taking the
But,
kids off of them, if you're not taking the kids off of them for failing the drug test, you're just taking away their fucking benefits. Then what are you doing to help what are you helping? You
That's
know
a
what I
good
mean?
point. I
That's
never
spending
thought of
more.
that.
That's spending more money because drug tests are not cheap.
No,
Okay,
not
I would
at all.
if
take
you're
the kids.
using the expensive piss tests and getting them sent to the lab, that shit's not cheap.
Yeah, and then
dude.
you're just depriving the kids of even
Exactly.
more things. Yeah.
That's
if you're not
that's
doing
wh-
anything about it.
That's
you're not
why
taking-
welfare is annoying. It pisses me off. I hate fucking trashy crackers with fucking. I'll be a little bit bigot right now because I damn. When it comes to poor white people, because most
I
of them
fucking
are
hate that.
drug.
I feel like if
most
you
of them
got-
are drug addicted and they're getting government assistance.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something you gotta fucking. It's an annoyance you gotta deal with.
and they
It's
sell
something
their
you
food
gotta
stamps sometimes.
because when you
I feel
when
like if you got 3
It's
baby
fucked
daddies
up.
or more, like
Why are you on food
all of them
stamps?
can't owe you child support.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what
and
I
it's
mean?
not, and they're not always drug addicted. Some of them just flat out know, like if we keep pumping them out, we get more money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tax time comes,
Right.
Yeah.
even though we haven't worked all year.
The only thing
paid
is
into
that
it.
it's an annoyance and a fucking frustrating thing you just have to deal with, because when you start drug testing and then they can't get welfare because they can't stay sober. Now the kids are
Right.
paying because now they're not getting fed. You know what I
And
mean?
nobody's
the-
coming to take
compared
'em.
to taking it all the way to people, to like single moms that do work and actually fucking need government assistance.
Right.
You're fucking them over too.
That's what
Exactly.
my mom. My
Like,
mom was
okay,
a
'cause-
WIC mom for a minute. We lived at my grandma's
It's
and
just
shit
something.
Like that.
It's there's
Like
there's
some
people that
single
abuse
moms,
it.
they
There's-
might fucking like hit a joint every once. Even if they do buy a little bit of weed, if they're a single mom and they work all the time and they got fucking
Okay, it doesn't
2
matter.
Here
kids,
soon,
that's
that's
what
not
I'm
gonna
saying. It
matter
doesn't
anymore,
matter.
though.
But that's who that fucks over. Like people who are actually using it properly. Yeah, like people be like, oh, they shouldn't be buying weed. Why can't? But they can buy new clothes or new shoes. Why can't they just buy a fucking sack of weed? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they don't need clothes or shoes
Well,
either.
Yeah, weed's a hell of a lot cheaper than clothes.
Yeah,
or
exactly,
shoes,
that
you know? Like
too.
my mom, I remember my mom. If it came between us kids or her doing without, she did without every
Exactly.
time.
That's
Yeah.
how it
You
was
know
with
what
my
I mean?
mom
Like,
too.
and things were tight for a minute, and things were rough. But like, you know, she always like had us our best interests in heart. She never smoked weed. She
Right.
would drink like 3 bottles of wine
My
a year,
mom didn't.
and not all at once. You know what I mean?
Right. And
But she just always, you know, she did what she had to do. So, you know, I think with if we learn how to trim the fat, as it were, you know, the people who are abusing the system, if we had things in place kind of to prevent those types of people, and I'm not sure what the answers would be. I think like we might have been a lot better off. You know what I mean?
Create
like the people
some-
who really need
create
Right.
some
would be a lot
jobs within
better
this
off.
company for people to go out and investigate these cases.
Yeah.
right.
You know what I
and
mean?
people are all like, oh, you know, these single moms who work hard and fucking take care of their kids deserve a treat every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay.
Which they
fuck
do.
buying 'em-
Absolutely they
fuck
do.
buying
But
'em
like not at the
roses.
expense of your kids.
Buy 'em a sack of
you know?
fucking weed, dude.
What are you talking about? Why do you-
Right?
Well, not all moms want to smoke
Well, I'm just
weed,
saying,
is what I'm
like-
trying to
Yeah,
say.
not all of them want to do that.
Yeah.
I get it. We get your fucking point. It's okay. You're not a criminal if you smoke weed. Why do you
Just
keep
saying.
making that fucking point?
Just saying.
Jesus
I'm just saying it
Christ.
fucks them over.
That was spicy.
Jesus. Eddie yelled at mommy at the dinner table.
Damn it.
Well, what the fuck does that mean?
I know. I get you. I understand. And listen, I was
I agree
thinking the
with
same
both of
thing
you.
you were saying.
Yeah.
You just shouted it for us all. I'm just
No, but
kidding.
that is a
I'm
good
just
point.
making
I
that
mean,
worse.
but
I'm
we're
just
starting
messing
to
with you.
we're starting to get to the place in our country where I mean, the dispensary just opened up in East Liverpool last Thursday. You know, we're starting to get to a point to where hopefully that's not going to matter anymore if you get drug tested. Like, but there's some weed in your system. It's going to be like, oh, but I have a prescription. You know what I mean?
I don't.
At least that, I mean, I don't think that you should need a prescription for weed. That's a little silly. I mean, it does have a lot of medical benefits, yes, but let's be real.
I think someone's keeping that in their
90%.
back pocket for the next election.
Yeah, 90% of people with a medical card do not fucking need, you know, weed. They just like it, and there's nothing wrong with that. There should be no shame in liking weed.
No, that's medically needing weed is liking it.
Well,
Yeah.
that and it's
It makes me feel good, and I like feeling like that.
People compare it a lot to like drinking. You know what I mean? Because you know that's in the eyes of society, anyways,
It's
looked at as
socially
like the most
acceptable.
harmless.
It's
yeah,
socially acceptable.
And I
but
mean, drinking, the way I feel after, you know, taking a couple hits, you know, working out, hitting the heavy bag, whatever, or, you know, versus drinking It's night and day difference. I can focus. I'm doing productive things when I smoke. It's got me analyzing myself and like looking at all the things that I need to do to improve myself versus alcohol. I just get sloppy and yell about obscure music for hours. Like that's pretty much what happens when I get drunk. So I guess what I'm trying to say is weed's better than alcohol. Hands down, in every respect, in every sense.
Yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
word.
you took it in a creative way. It definitely is like
I just did something I never thought I would do and refused to take a swig of your whiskey earlier.
I know.
I never do that.
That was weird.
Yeah.
I forgot that you're on the clear liquids thing.
Even if that was
I apologize.
vodka.
I shouldn't have that in your
No, I don't want it. Like I'm not interested. I'd just rather not have it.
Good for
know
you.
what I
We
mean?
were actually talking about that earlier with like the like craving things and like telling yourself no.
Yeah.
Like as far as like when it comes to like diet and everything. And that's
It's like the more you do it, the easier it gets.
yeah.
Like it got like legit easy about a weekend for me with my diet that I chose, and everyone's got different requirements and needs and everything like that. But with what I ended up doing worked for me, and that's the number one thing. I used to stress for, go onto YouTube or whatever, be like, how do I like lose weight and gain muscle? Like, what's the fastest way? That's like the most common one for guys, and you get like 13 people who are just bullshitting you and telling you to like eat massive amounts of rice and chicken and nothing else, and it's like clearly the dude's on steroids though.
yeah.
And then you got the guys who are openly on steroids, and then you got guys who really are trying to help you, but even those guys that like guys and girls, but the women are more geared toward women fitness. So but the guys that they are talking about, with healthy things, like they all contradict each other, and there's constantly new information coming out in the new. So it got overwhelming, and I just kind of took everything that I've ever looked at and just like looked at what would be the easiest one. And I hear most people say keto diet is the best. If you just want to lose a shitload of weight really fast, do that. And I said, that's exactly what I want to do. And I've been doing it, and it's been really easy for me. I'm starting to slow down. Like that first month, I dropped 21 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm down only a couple pounds this month, and it's been about 2 weeks in. But the thing is, like, I still feel good, and I'm still losing weight. And now I'm starting to, since I've like my body's totally adjusted to this diet, I have more energy, and I've been working out every day too. So it's just, and again, I know keto isn't for long term, and I don't think I'd be interested if it was. Like, if I had to eat like this forever, I would miss pasta and pizza and stuff too much, and I would eventually break. But
See, that's why I just figured out what I'm doing and just ran with it.
I think I think I'm going to do that whenever I'm done with keto, except a lot less fats. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way for bacon. I'll still eat bacon Monday through Friday.
Yeah, because you do have to kind of keep that in mind, because I think about that a lot too. It's like you can't keep telling yourself, "Oh no, it's healthy," when you have like your sides like a shitload of bacon.
Yeah.
I mean, healthy.
Oh no, yeah, you can't do
like
that.
that
That's
can't
not
last
a thing.
forever. That's
Right.
going to help you lose
Well, that's
weight.
the thing. You
but-
can't eat like a shitload of bacon on this diet either. But like
Right.
you do need fat. You need to cook everything in butter.
Well,
like
no, I know.
fatty
I'm just
steaks,
saying.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
That
if you're
when
taking
taking
in carbs
when
too,
you're
and that's really bad. That's
Yeah,
bad.
Well,
for your
no,
liver,
when
that's
even
bad
just
for all
if you're
kinds.
doing like eggs and I'm just saying, like when you come to find yourself eating bacon like 4 times a week, that can't be good for you.
Yeah, that's why they say not for long term, because that's just
Yeah.
bad for your heart.
Yeah,
and shit.
keto is like
Yeah.
that's why it can't be long term.
Yeah,
But I think
I feel like I could
think
do
a lot
what
of people understand that going in.
yeah,
Because
and
a
that's
lot
why
of
I'm not
people
doing
t-
it long term.
Yeah,
a
a lot of people when I did it over the summer was like, you can't do that for a while. Like I was like clueless. I was like, yeah, I'm aware. Like it's
Yeah.
a bunch of fat. Like
It's, what it is too is a lot of times I've noticed, like when I started to take it seriously and started to do it, like a lot of people just told me, like one of the first things one of my really close friends said to me, I was like, yeah, I'm taking it serious. Like I'm on my second day of it. It's not as bad as I thought it'd be, but and I'm just telling him. And the first fucking thing he says to me is like, my sister's going to school to be a nutritionist, and she would probably say that diet's bullshit. I'm like, really? Why? And he's like, oh, I've never heard of it or anything, but just like from what you're telling me, she would probably say it's bullshit. I'm like, so you know nothing about it, and you're just already shooting it down. Like, and people they don't realize they're doing it, but they naturally just want to kind of shit on. If you're trying to improve, yeah, they're gonna tell you why it won't work, and it's not like he's a fat guy, like he's self-conscious or whatever. It's just
No,
like
dude, if you're
naturally how
fucking-
people can be sometimes.
Even if it's not your way,
somebody
and you don't get it,
Somebody we
be
know.
supportive.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
Somebody we know also did
And in
that
his-
to me too.
Yeah,
So-
and in his mind, he probably thinks he's being helpful, but I don't know. He's not the most considerate guy. He's a good friend of mine, but he's not the most considerate guy, you know. But and I've had more than just him say that. I'll say not a lot of people, but a couple people say that to me, and it's like, man, like I just told you I dropped 5 pounds in a week, and you tell me that what I'm doing is wrong. Like fuck you. You've done no research. You know what I mean? You have no idea what you're talking about. Like because I'll just start to get to explain, like, you know, keeping the carbs low does ketosis. It's like, well, what's that mean? And it's like, okay, so why are you telling me it's
You don't
bullshit?
even understand what the diet is.
Exactly, yeah.
You
And
know,
it's
you're
literally,
asking what that is.
it's literally the best diet for losing a bunch of weight fast. But again, I don't plan on sustaining it. I'm not going to intake this, like, by April, I'm not going to be taking in this many fats. And I'm going to keep my carbs low through the week, though. You know what I mean? Just not taking as many fats. And then, yeah, Friday, Saturday, drink a bunch of beer, eat a bunch of pizza, go get wings. And then Sunday night, do some push-ups, do the dishes, eat some fucking boiled chicken and broccoli for dinner. You know what I mean? Go to bed, wake up feeling like $1 million, and just do that the whole week.
Boiled chicken. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not that bad. You put a little salt and pepper on it. You get a little dab of barbecue sauce. It's pretty good. Yeah, but dude, if you're doing that and lifting weights, it goes straight to your arms. So that's pretty cool.
I just throw it in a pan with a little bit of olive oil. It'd be all right.
Yeah, but
I mean, you could do that too, I guess. I actually like boiled chicken.
Oh,
so
I couldn't do that.
I like it. I don't like it the next day cold, but
Yeah.
if it's like still hot, like it's actually pretty good.
I've found that chicken breast, no matter how you prepare it, it's meh.
What about skin on with a little bit of canola oil and like the right seasonings, bro? Like, with
Yeah,
the,
but
you know
that's-
what I mean with the skin. Oh,
But like when you just buy regular ass boneless, skinless chicken breast, like it doesn't matter. Like this shit has no preservatives compared to like Tyson chicken. Like we pump this shit through with everything.
yeah.
It tastes the same.
Mhm.
It's bland.
I don't know. It takes.
We've tried all kinds of different chicken breasts, and by the end of the day, we're like, it tastes like every other chicken we've ever had.
Oh, I buy the pre-cooked shit in a fucking bag.
See, I don't like that. I like the fresh. I like to make it.
I do
I
too,
like it
but
too.
I'm always on the go. And like, if I need a salad real fucking fast, that shit's like edible microwaved.
I got you know what I got for like snack, and I literally try to eat twice a day, no snacks. But if I'm like really really hungry and I can't make it till dinner, I get celery and I put cream cheese in them in the middle of them, and I eat that because that's high in fiber and high in fat. So that's for keto. That's a really good little midday snack.
I
you
do
know?
my Carb Master bullshits.
Oh yeah, those
Yeah.
shakes there. Are those expensive?
No, they're $1 a piece.
Oh well, it's like 78 cents for 1,000 stalks of celery.
I mean, that's true too, but I try to have
No,
one of
that's
those,
totally worth
The
$1 a
yogurts are
piece.
10. Well, yeah, it's 10 for $4.
Really?
Yeah,
the yogurt. Yeah,
and they're
It's
all
been a
bomb.
minute since I've had some yogurt.
I try to have one of those for breakfast, like on my way out the door.
Yeah,
I do
Kind of
crave
holds me
one.
over.
I do find that I crave random things on this diet, like yogurt, like milk. Oh my god, I fucking miss milk so much.
I get a sweet tooth sometimes.
Like I almost, because it's like 12 for like 2% milk. It's like fucking 12 carbs for a cup of milk, like a measuring cup of milk. And I almost did it the other day because I was low in carbs, but I was just like, nah. None is better than some, because I know it's probably just going to make me crave it more. I've always loved milk though, so.
I know. Sometimes, like when I'm jonesing for freaking sugar, like I'll do a small bowl of cereal,
Yeah.
just because I want to taste. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't eat like a huge bowl. I'll actually get a measuring cup if I have to.
Yeah.
And like whatever it says on the side of this box.
Yeah, I used to get like Rice Krispie treats, but not actual Rice Krispie treats, but the ones Sheetz has. There was like a month where it's like I got a month where like once a week I just like broke down and got a cup of them, and every time, because that's when I like started to just watch what I eat. Every time I got a cup of them, I fucking felt like passing out. It was so horrible because they're so fucking sugary and it's just like puffed rice. It's so bad, but they're so good.
All right, man. Well, we're like an hour 10. Let's wrap this shit up.
Let's do it.
All right. The Birthcast came out this week. That was a fun time.
Sure was.
What else is going on? Got nothing. I don't know. We
My
might be
friends
going to
just-
YouTube soon.
My
That'll be
friends
sweet.
just landed in Australia.
Your
couple
friends
hours
are
ago.
Where? What?
my friends, they're on tour in Australia. They just landed
Nice.
like, not that long ago.
Nice. Who are they? Pimp 'em.
Slut Bomb from Cincinnati.
Slut
You
Bomb
remember
from
Waterheads?
No.
At the Dollars for Debo benefit?
Maybe.
The band with the chick singer?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember.
So half of them are like are in Slut Bomb.
Nice.
Like all those Cincy people. There's like 20 bands and like 8 different people that like all do bands together.
That's
but
cool.
Slut Bomb's like the bigger one, obviously, and yeah, they're on their first international tour today. So
Tits.
I've
Congratulations to
fucking
them.
Known them forever and couldn't happen to better people. I'm so
Nice.
stoked for them. Doesn't sound like it, but it's because I'm high. So
All right. We'll be back next week.
Bye.
I'll see you next
Bye-bye.
Tuesday.
Bye.